If you're a real Warriors fan living in the US, this video is for you. From coast to coast, America is buzzing after last night's game. Jimmy Butler just reminded the whole country why he runs the West. The NBA world has been rocked once again, and this time the shockwaves are coming straight out of the Bay Area. Just when fans thought the Golden State Warriors were about to enter another season with a familiar core, everything has taken a wild and unexpected twist. Jimmy Butler, the man known as Playoff Jimmy, has officially stepped into Golden State's spotlight, taking over a franchise that has lived and breathed through the splash of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson for over a decade. What's even more shocking is the growing reality that Klay Thompson's long-anticipated return to full dominance may never happen, leaving fans divided, emotional, and desperately searching for answers. Golden State has always been about loyalty, brotherhood, and that unique bond between Curry, Thompson, and Draymond Green. That trio built dynasties, shattered records, and became the very definition of modern NBA basketball. But as time passes, the NBA shows no mercy. Injuries, age, and new opportunities have shifted the balance. While Steph Curry still performs at an MVP level, Klay Thompson has battled through devastating injuries and inconsistency since his Achilles and ACL setbacks. And now, with Butler stepping in, the question echoes louder than ever: is this the end of the Splash Brothers era? The story of how Jimmy Butler ended up in Golden State is one of persistence, timing, and desperation. The Warriors knew they couldn't waste what could be the final prime years of Stephen Curry's career. They watched him carry the team night after night, putting up historic numbers, but without the consistent support he once had from Thompson and others, his efforts often fell short. Joe Lacob and the Warriors front office had to make a choice: stay loyal to the past, or prepare for the future. And when Jimmy Butler became available, they didn't hesitate. Butler is no ordinary addition. This is a six-time All-Star, a relentless competitor, and a man who has dragged underdog teams deep into the playoffs through sheer willpower. He's the type of player who thrives when the lights shine brightest, and for Golden State, that's exactly what they needed. His arrival isn't just about talent, it's about attitude, leadership, and a culture shift. While Curry remains the face of the franchise, Butler's intensity and fire have already begun to change the Warriors' DNA. He's not just playing alongside Curry, he's taking over the responsibility of being the secondary star this team desperately needed. And yet, behind the celebrations and optimism, there's a shadow hanging over Chase Center. That shadow is Klay Thompson. For years, fans dreamed of seeing the old Klay, the sharpshooter who could drop 37 points in a single quarter, the man who locked down opposing guards while smiling through the chaos. But the injuries have been cruel. The explosiveness is diminished, the lateral quickness isn't the same, and the consistency has wavered. Thompson has had flashes of brilliance since his return, but the cold truth is becoming harder to ignore: we may never see that dominant Klay again. What makes this story even more emotional is the deep connection fans have with Klay. He's not just a player, he's family to the Bay Area. His love for the water, his quirky interviews, his loyalty through hard times, all of that has made him a beloved icon. For many fans, accepting that his role might be permanently diminished is heartbreaking. And now, with Jimmy Butler taking on such a commanding role, some are beginning to wonder if Klay's return to true stardom is nothing more than a dream. Inside the Warriors' locker room, the dynamics are shifting quickly. Draymond Green has openly embraced Butler's arrival, praising his toughness and competitive fire. Curry has welcomed him as well, recognizing that he finally has another Warrior by his side who refuses to back down when the pressure mounts. But for Thompson, it's complicated. The reports suggest he's supportive, but deep down, he knows his role is no longer what it once was. For a man who spent his entire career as half of the Splash Brothers, that realization can't be easy to live with. Around the NBA, the reactions have been just as intense. Analysts are split. Some are calling this move a masterstroke, a perfect way to extend Curry's championship window. Others believe it could create tension, especially if Klay struggles to accept a smaller role. Fans across the league are buzzing, debating whether Golden State has rebuilt themselves into true contenders or if they've simply delayed the inevitable fall of a dynasty. But let's talk about what this means on the court. With Butler in the mix, the Warriors instantly become one of the toughest teams in the league. His ability to attack the rim, draw fouls, and take over late in games complements Curry's shooting in a way few others can. Defensively, Butler's presence adds grit and toughness the Warriors were beginning to lack. Pair him with Draymond Green, and suddenly Golden State has two elite defenders ready to anchor a team that struggled mightily on that end last season. Still, the elephant in the room remains. What happens to Klay Thompson? Will he adapt to a reduced role, becoming more of a spot-up shooter and veteran leader off the bench? Or will pride and frustration get in the way, leading to an emotional and possibly painful departure? Fans are terrified of the second scenario. Nobody wants to imagine Klay in another uniform, but the NBA is a business, and if his production no longer matches his salary, tough decisions may lie ahead. Let's not forget, this isn't the first time a dynasty has had to make such choices. We've seen it with the Spurs when Duncan and Ginobili passed the torch. We saw it with the Lakers when Kobe carried the team through his final years. Change is inevitable, and the Warriors are facing it head-on right now. Social media has exploded with reactions. Some fans are already embracing Butler as the missing piece, posting clips of him in Warriors gear and dreaming of another championship parade through San Francisco. Others are furious, accusing the team of betraying Klay by bringing in a superstar who effectively takes his role. The emotional divide is real, and it's only going to intensify as the season unfolds. But let's zoom in on the bigger picture. For Curry, this is everything. He knows time is ticking. He's given everything to this franchise, and he wants to go out on top. Butler's arrival gives him hope, a chance to silence doubters who say the Warriors' dynasty is over. For Butler, this is also legacy-defining. He's been close to winning it all multiple times, but has always fallen just short. If he can bring a championship to Golden State alongside Curry, his name will be etched in NBA history forever. Meanwhile, for Klay, this could be the hardest chapter of his career. He has a decision to make: embrace the new reality and find a way to contribute meaningfully, or fight against the tide and risk his relationship with the franchise. Fans desperately want him to choose the first option, but emotions in the NBA are never simple. This season will be unlike any other for Golden State. Every game will be a storyline. Every Butler performance will be analyzed. Every Klay shooting slump will spark debate. And every Curry highlight will remind us that this is a team still chasing greatness. Whether it ends in another championship or heartbreak, one thing is certain: the Warriors are back in the spotlight, and the entire NBA world is watching. As the games unfold, the question will hang in the air like a storm cloud: has Jimmy Butler truly taken over Golden State? And if so, does that mean Klay Thompson's return to greatness will never happen? Fans don't have the answer yet, but they'll be glued to every moment, every shot, every win, and every loss. Because in the NBA, legends are written not just by what happens on the court, but by the emotions, the sacrifices, and the unforgettable stories that unfold along the way.